Good morning, everybody. It is October the 28th, 2021. Today we're going to read Psalm 38. This is a psalm of David to bring to remembrance. Doing this a little early today. I figured I would start waking up a little bit earlier. That way I can get through some of these because I've been talking a little bit longer than normal. And, yeah, for anyone that's even remotely listened to any of these, by the end of it, I'm right up against whenever I have to log in for work. So I figured I'd start doing it this way, give me a little bit more time. So Psalm 38. O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin. For mine iniquities are gone over mine head. As an heavy burden, they are too heavy for me. My wounds stink and are corrupt because of my foolishness. I am troubled. I am bowed down greatly. I go mourning all the day long. For my loins are filled with a loathsome disease, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared by reason of the disquietness of my heart. Lord, all my desire is before thee, and my groaning is not hid from thee. My heart panteth, my strength faileth me. As for the light in mine eyes, it also is gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sore, and my kinsmen stand afar off. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things, and imagine deceits all the day long. But I, as a deaf man, heard not, and I was as a dumb man that openeth not his mouth. Thus I was as a man that heareth not, and in whose mouth are no reproofs. For in thee, O Lord, do I hope. Thou wilt hear me, O Lord my God. For I said, Hear me, lest otherwise they should rejoice over me. When my foot slippeth, they magnify themselves against me. For I am ready to halt, and my sorrow is continually before me. Pardon me. For I will declare mine iniquity. I will be sorry for my sin. But mine enemies are lively, and they are strong, and they that hate me wrongfully are multiplied. They also that render evil for good are mine adversaries, because I follow the thing that is good. I follow the thing that good is. Forsake me not, O Lord. O my God, be not far from me. Make haste to help me, O Lord, my salvation. They that also render evil for good are mine adversaries. Which is where we are today. For those that would render good for evil and evil for good. That is sadly where we are today. A lot of people don't like to believe that. A lot of people seem to brush that off and oh, it's just the way of the world. No, we were calling these things evil uh not even less than 40 years ago. And today it's celebrated. And you can take your pick on what you think I'm talking about. Just about everything out there. For those that will render good for evil and evil good. And you see it. It's just the line that evil is multiplying. That evil is being rendered upon everything at this point. Forsake me not, O Lord. O my God, be not far from me. Make haste to help me. Make haste to help us. All of us. As we are troubled. We are bowed down greatly. And there are many right now that go mourning all the day long. And we have to ask him for help every day. I ask the Father for help every day. For forgiveness, for wisdom, for discernment, and most especially to know what we're supposed to do next, where we're supposed to go, how he wants us to handle this. Because more and more it just seems like there's no hope. It seems like there's no hope. Doesn't mean there's not, but it seems like there's no hope. It seems like there's it seems like evil is winning constantly, you know? It's like somebody was I was listening to a video the other day where the guy was saying we are constantly on the back foot at this point. He used a football analogy that we are inside of their goal line and they are pushing as hard as they can and are constantly having to push back. And sadly, that's how they made it. They've engineered this whole world so that we wouldn't be able to see the trap until they sprung it on us. And a lot of people won't see the trap. They don't see it. They don't consider it to be a real thing. A lot of people, they are just blind. And a lot of people choose to be blind, but they're just blind to it. It's just they cannot see it. Some people just refuse to hear it. Absolutely refuse to hear anything that you have to say about it. I haven't talked to I haven't tried to wake people up with any kind of videos in a while. Especially one about the COVID death counts, how they count deaths. That used to be my go-to. I used to throw that one around everywhere, because I would say, "Look, man, they're saying right now this is how they count deaths. This is how they do it." And I'd give them a link to the video, and people just refused to see it. They just, the one time, well, there were two times. There were two times that the guys I was talking to actually decided to watch it, and it was like the first one. I remember the first guy I remember saying, he was saying, "Oh well, this is just isolated cases. Don't worry about it. It's not a thing." And I said, "No, wait a minute. I just showed you a video. There was like 7 different people saying it. 7 different people from at least 4 different countries saying it." And I said, "I have more than just this. This is what they're saying." And he said, "Oh, it's just isolated cases. It's okay. They don't do that now. It's all right." And how do you know? How do you know this? And of course he deflected and went off to something else. Uh, but the second guy, he saw it. He said, "That is strange. I don't know." But then it was like he just made a turn again and was like, "Well, I don't believe that all doctors could do that like that. I'll ask around and I'll see if any doctors know if they've heard about this." But because this guy was an MD, because I've talked to professionals for this whole last year and a half. I've been on Twitter and I will get these guys directly. And I will talk to them in as calm and cool as a manner as I possibly can, but they just refuse to listen to anything you want to say. And but this guy, he said, "Well, I'll ask around." I said, "Well, while you're at it, asking around, see if anybody can tell you what the death certificates look like, because supposedly there's something on there where you just check a box, and then that's usually what people go by, because you have to test them before they, you have to test them if you admit them to the hospital." And if they test positive, then that's what you mark down on the box. And he just said, "Well, I'll look into." I never heard back from it, so I don't know. I don't know if I changed anything there or not. Probably not. Probably not, because by the end of it, he was telling me that I needed to go get my shots, and I was like, oh, "Come on, dude." we just spent the last we just spent the last half a day sitting there arguing about how I don't believe that this thing is real, and then you want to end it by telling me that I need to go get my shots. Give me a break. So, but people just don't want to understand. They don't want to see. They don't want to. Why you have to pray for discernment. You have to pray for discernment, pray for wisdom, pray for what we're supposed to do next, because so many people have fallen for this, fallen into it, and again, we're on the back foot. Just it feels like we just can't move anywhere, and it's not that hard to see. It really isn't that hard to see anymore. It really isn't that hard to see, just because at this point it's so in your face. It's so blatant. It's so obvious. I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand. Yet again, I say I don't understand, and people don't understand, and everybody asks, why is this happening? And well, the Bible clearly says that this will be what it's like in the end of days, that people the line is, God will send them strong delusion, because people choose to live in their unrighteousness, as they would rather believe the lie and live their lives the way that they've always lived their lives. They don't want to change anything. They don't want to try to become better than they are. They would rather believe that you get this one life and you only live once. you get to you get to be the most horrible person in the world, and you get to get away with it in the end, and you don't have to worry about anything. They'd rather believe that than even remotely changing their lives, than even remotely believing the truth, than even remotely trying to look past all of this. They'd rather go out and have their parties, do all their stuff. It's because they would choose to live in unrighteousness. And I know that's rough when I say it. Every time, especially personally, when I say it, it sounds rough to me to just flat out say, you know, these people choose to live like this, and it's they don't care. They don't care at all. And I don't want to, I honestly don't want to say it, but at the same time, I cannot be one of those that just sits here and says soft things. We have to preach truth, right? Don't we have to preach truth out of this book? We have to tell them the truth. We can tell them that we love them and we care for them and we hope for the best. We can't change them. They have to change themselves. They have to ask for it themselves. But this is going to come blow up in your face if you don't take a look at this. This is going to come blow up in your face. Have to you have to look at what this says. I know 2 years ago I used to make a joke to people that used to laugh at me every time I would say, well, the Bible says this, or this is what this says, and they'd be like, oh, you just another Bible thumper. You don't know anything. You don't know nothing. It's just a book. It's just, and I was like, you made yourself a statistic. You just the book just proved that you exist. It says there will be mockers and scoffers, mockers and scoffers, mockers and scoffers in the end days. I said, you just made yourself part of the book. You just made yourself famous, and a lot of people didn't understand that. And it's like maybe you ought to read the book before you come at me. I at least whenever I was borderline borderline atheist, I had actually tried to read the book so that I could pull the passages so that I could refute anything that Christians used to say to me. Of course, like I said, when when my eyes were opened, it was most of those passages that I stopped and said, "That's where it's different. That's where it's not. It's not what I thought it was." So I used to be a completely different person. Wow. I'm looking back through this. But I, as a deaf man, heard not, and I was as a dumb man that openeth not his mouth. Thus I was as a man that heareth not, and in whose mouth are no reproofs. For in thee, O Lord, do I hope. Thou wilt hear, God. And that's what it is. As a deaf man, they hear not, and as a dumb man, they not open their mouths. Um, my mind is a little preoccupied this morning. I'm sorry. I just found out that we have a leak in the ceiling underneath our bathtub that leaks into our storage closet downstairs. You have to forgive me. My mind is a little preoccupied. I just found that out. Something inside of that room shifted, and I had to go check it out, and that was the only way I knew that there was water leaking. So I don't know if that was me getting a sign or if that was just I can't say dumb luck. It wasn't really dumb luck. I think that was me getting a sign. So I'm thinking about that. Um, I don't really have much anything else to say other than that. I know that, like I said, things are just getting crazier and crazier, and We have to be better than this world is telling us to be. The book says to pray constantly. And I'm thinking at this point, that might be all we have left. I don't know. I still don't think that. I still don't think that it's completely lost. But would you really want to go back to the normal of this world? Or at least the normal that it's becoming. I oh, these Halloween commercials. That was a nice little sneeze. I couldn't reach my mute button in time. These Halloween commercials that are coming out. Oh boy. I'll tell you what, man. It's crazy stuff. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go go find that Twix commercial. Go find the Twix commercial with the kid or with the witch, the boy that wears dress for Halloween. I don't even think he wants to wear it for Halloween. I think he just wants to wear his dress. And the new Doritos commercial that I saw, I don't know if it's real or not. I just saw it today. I don't even know if it's real. It looked real to me. So the the propaganda has officially ramped so far up, and it's interesting how it's all coming full force at you at once. It's totally not a coincidence at all that everybody's talking about sexual preferences and different things like this all at once. Superman coming out as, well, Superman's son. I don't know how that works. I don't follow DC. He's come out as bisexual. And, I don't know. I don't. I can't even. And I don't. Well, I stopped buying new comics because it's just it's sad. It really is sad. What has happened? You're gonna have to pray. Pray for discernment. Pray for the hope that we can get through this. Pray that you can find. I actually prayed this morning. Pray that you can find other people that you can get together with, that you can find, because this world is doing its best to keep us apart. Pray that you can find others that have the same thoughts and goals in mind that you do, so you're not swallowed by this garbage. Because we're not alone. We're not. We're not alone out here. There's a lot more of us than people would think. we're scattered. We're definitely scattered, but we can find each other. We can definitely find each other. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go see exactly what's going on. Bathtub leak. I am glad that we moved, and I love this new house. I really do, but there are just so many things have to that I have to fix. That I am my list grows every day, and this is just one more. It's unbelievable, and it's getting cold, and I'm not able to do as much around the house as I can. The overtime is not helping, but it is what it is. All right, enough complaining and whining for me. I will talk to everyone later. I love you all. God bless. Don't ever give up. Don't give up hope. We can find a way through it, even if we all have to find each other and move to some, I don't know, take over a state or something. Somebody said that once. I said, if that's the way it is, fine. I don't care. I will sell this house. I will move. We've we've already talked about selling everything and buying an RV and being on the road. So, all right. I will see you all later. Bye.